I'm Cheyenne Hollis for Interesting Asia, and today we're going to look at how you can spot fake products or counterfeit products on Lazada. So first things first, if you want to be able to recognize these, well, you're going to need to do a little digging. The e-commerce platform has created a few I don't want to say loopholes, but they've created a way for sellers to sort of list these products on the platform without being recognized as knockoffs or fakes or counterfeits. This is not a negative though. In fact, I think it's actually beneficial for those looking for products on Lazada because it gives you a way to spot what's real from what's fake when you use the app or you use the site online. At least in theory it does. The reality, though, is the information isn't necessarily widely available on how to identify these. That means people throughout Asia, myself included, can be disappointed when a product or a good arrives at your home and you're thinking you just scored a great deal on a new tablet or headphones or whatever the case may be, only to recognize that it is a fake. It must be said, some of these knockoffs, these counterfeits, whatever you want to call them, they can be indistinguishable from the real thing at first glance. The amount of time and effort these producers put into recreating packaging is astounding, and it's something that I've actually experienced firsthand. A while back, I purchased a pair of Bose Sport headphones on Lazada, and I was pretty excited about it. When they arrived, that excitement was still there because the package I got, the box, the product itself, it all certainly looked the part. However, it wasn't until I began to look deeper and started using them that I realized something was a bit off, a miss if you will. The sound quality was awful, like it was not what I was expecting at all. What's more is the fact that the headphones wouldn't connect to the Bose Connect app. That made me believe something was wrong here. Something was not right about this pair of headphones. I reached out to the seller on Lazada who told me that they didn't work with the app without providing any sort of explanation as to why. At that point, it became clear to me that these weren't genuine Bose headphones, that they were a knockoff product. I was able to return them, and that's another good thing about using Lazada is that most of the platform has a very buyer-friendly return policy. That being said, it is better to have the ability to spot a counterfeit product before you buy, just to save you the time and hassle required to send something back. With that in mind, here's how you can spot counterfeit or knockoff goods on Lazada. Look, these tips, this advice, it's not going to work 100% of the time, but it will help you weed out a lot of counterfeit listings and a lot of fake products being sold on the platform today. Let's start with the easiest and most effective way to spot counterfeit or knockoff products on Lazada. Let's say, for example, you're looking for a new tablet, like I was in the market for a new tablet a while back. A quick search finds some name brand ones available for anywhere between $30 and $100. On the surface, this seems like a great deal. And since it is listed on Lazada, you should be able to trust that these are the real deal, right? Not so fast. If you want to spot what's real from what's fake on Lazada, there is one piece of information in particular you're going to want to seek out. Now, if we're being honest, this requires you to cut through a lot of the noise on the page. Ignore the photos, ignore the reviews, ignore all of the other details apart from what I'm going to tell you right now, because these are just distractions at this point. You want to go straight to the highlight section of the product description page. It is located between the store details and specification sections on a listing if you're using the app. Once you have located this, the first line that states the brand of the product is the only thing that you need to pay attention to right now. If it says anything that is not the brand in the product's title, that means the product isn't genuine. In some cases, this section will say no brand or OEM. Other listings will simply leave it blank. Whatever the case may be, whatever it says, if it is not specifically the brand of the product you think you are buying, it's fake. It's a replication, it's a knockoff, it's not the real deal. And this is 100% the fastest and easiest and most effective method to weeding out those listings that are not genuine. There is one quick hack you can use that will help you weed out some of these OEM products or these unbranded products that you aren't looking for. In the search options, you can search by brand. What this does is it usually filters out any listing that contains what you're looking for. So it'll pull those that have the name brand in that section, and it will discard any that do not have the brand in that section of the listing. It's by no means a guaranteed to work method, but it does, in my experience, help, again, just sort of remove those counterfeit or those knockoff listings that you may not be in the market for. Now, I know some of you are wondering, why exactly would Lazada allow these products to be listed on its e-commerce platform? And well, simply put, Lazada has created this loophole for itself. From Lazada's perspective, information is there stating the product isn't authentic, even if the other marketing materials suggest otherwise. Policing their marketplace and cracking down on these sellers, well, it's bad for business because they will just go to Shopee. By the way, Shopee is much worse when it comes to counterfeit products and not being able to determine what's real from what's fake. Anyway, this method, it's not going to help you locate 100% of the non-authentic goods listed on Lazada. That is because you'll still find a few unscrupulous sellers out there who will put the actual name brand in the highlight section of the listing, even though it's fake. Here's what you're going to want to know about spotting those cases. Let's say you find a tablet on Lazada, and in the highlight section under brand, it has the name brand listed. That's good, right? Well, actually, no, it's not good. On the contrary, this is a situation where you want to be extra vigilant. These are a few things you're going to want to take note of. First, check those photos. Is the seller using stock photos from a manufacturer, or are they using their own unique photos? Think about it like this. A seller who is selling a genuine product isn't going to need to hide that fact by using stock photos. On the other hand, someone listing a knockoff or a counterfeit will probably want to use stock photos because they don't want you to see what they are actually putting up for sale. Secondly, check out the reviews. What you are looking for here are different reviews that reuse the same photo, because this is a sign that those reviews are not legitimate. After all, why would different people post the same photo in a review? It doesn't make any sense. Finally, you must consider the too good to be true factor. Is someone really going to sell a new iPhone for $50? No, they're not. That defies logic. There's no brand, no company that has the financial wherewithal to do that. Unless an official store is selling that highly discounted product, you're best to just avoid it entirely, because it is, in most cases, too good to be true. There is one final trick I do want to warn you about. There are some people out there whose sole purpose is to create brand confusion. The most notable example I have found is this company billing itself as Samsung, which is obviously a play on Samsung. It's pretty obvious what they're trying to do here. They want unsuspecting consumers to think they are, in fact, the South Korean electronic goods giant. Of course they are not, but this is an important reminder nonetheless. Make sure you carefully look at all logos, spelling of names and brands, and really just all of those small details that could easily be mixed up if you're only glancing at a product. That is, of course, unless you're actually looking for a Samsung tablet, but I don't know anyone who's actually looking for one of those. Ultimately, this isn't a Lazada only issue. And if anything, I do think the platform does deserve some commendation for making it easier for us users shopping on the platform to be able to spot what's real from what's fake. It's also a positive that goods we believe to be counterfeit can be returned with minimal fuss. This is quite different from several of Lazada's competitors who are, at best, I would say, indifferent to this issue. From a user perspective, it's very much a case of buyer beware. It is on you and only you to determine if you believe something to be genuine or not. These tips are designed to help you spot fake products on Lazada, but are by no means guaranteed to weed out every knockoff. Unscrupulous individuals are always going to be looking for the next way they can trick an unsuspecting consumer into purchasing their counterfeit or knockoff product. That means you want to double and even triple check a listing, as well as using critical thinking and common sense to determine if the product you are looking at is real or not. And again, I cannot stress this enough. If something does appear too good to be true on Lazada, well, that's because it probably is. Anyway, that does it for me. I'm Cheyenne Hollis with Interesting Asia. Good luck on your next shopping adventure online. And as always, make sure you keep it interesting.